It's not new. I do work on adaptation strategies. The reality of the climate crisis, and I'll try to be brief with this, we don't know what level of climate change we're facing till we know at what point we reduce greenhouse gases and have a new stabilization of CO2 content in the atmosphere. As long as it's going up like this, we're still running the risk of tripping over tipping points in the atmosphere to runaway global warming, which could unleash things to which no one could adapt. But assuming we can stay at around 2 degrees, less than 2 degrees global average temperature increase, we can still theoretically, the reason you're shaking your head no is that everyone says, well, it's true. Current lack of government action has us on track to a 4 degrees global average temperature increase over pre-industrial levels. That said, if we had political will to actually reduce greenhouse gases and start the transition off of fossil fuel addiction, it's theoretically, economically, technologically doable. So, that said, we're going to be facing very severe extreme weather impacts and events, even with dramatic reductions in CO2, because we've already loaded the atmosphere with so many greenhouse gases. So we desperately need an adaptation strategy. We need adaptation in agriculture, we need adaptation for our structures of our buildings. Earlier today at my Rotary Club, it was mentioned that a sporting arena in one of my friends' hometowns had collapsed just recently. It was the snow load on the roof. One of the things that happens with climate change is that we have to re-engineer buildings because we're getting more and different kinds of precipitation, which creates those structural threats. There was a group of scientists at Environment Canada at the Downsview office working on an adaptation strategy that dealt with things exactly like snow loads on roofs. They've all been laid off, the whole group is dispersed. So we need to have an adaptation strategy and plan, and we also need to reduce greenhouse gases. It's not one or the other. So I appreciate your point, and I will work on it.